Swamp Cleaner, back with another video for you. This one's going to be a little bit off of my usual topics of politics. I'm going to be talking a little bit about gaming today. Now, I like to game. I've got myself a PlayStation and I play occasionally, but I'm more of a PC guy myself. But I usually, stay out of the realm of talking about gaming because it's everybody does that, and I, focus on more serious things. But I just had to talk about the Battlefield 5 backlash that they're receiving, and it's just so silly because to me, as a gamer, I am exactly like Tim Pool thinks. If you give me a good game, good characters, the plot makes sense, the story makes sense, like it's rational, logical, something like that. It doesn't matter who the characters are as long as it makes sense and the story's good and I like it. But when you shoehorn things in where they don't belong, and it's blatantly obvious that you're trying to push it for an agenda, then you're going to rub people the wrong way. You're going to rub gamers like me the wrong way. And this is exactly what's happening to Battlefield 5. You can see backlash against women in Battlefield 5. It is not okay, EA executive says, and that's the same executive who has now been let go of the company. Gee, I wonder why. Now, everybody, I think you've already been told this article by many, many different people, but I wanted to focus on his 13-year-old daughter. Pretty much what she said about this and how, from what I assume was pretty much the tipping point and his driving and the driving force behind them making this more progressive almost, because this is what she says. Um, or he said this. We felt like in today's world, I have a 13-year-old daughter, and when the trailer came out and she saw all the flack, she asked me, Dad, why is this happening? Sutherland said. She plays Fortnite and says, I can be a girl in Fortnite. Why are people so upset about this? Pause right there. I'll explain why. Fortnite, have you seen Fortnite? I haven't played Fortnite, but everybody does. Everybody loves it. Have you seen it? It's very stylized, unrealistic, um, shoot 'em up game where you can have all these weird guns, you can do all these cool things, you can build a defensive wall right in front of you so you can block getting shot. You can build giant forts pretty much out of nothing. You can do extra weird special combo moves like weird things. I don't know. I don't know. I don't play the game, but it's fantastical. Okay, that's completely fictional. That's completely. It doesn't matter. You could be a bikini clad stripper with a machete and running around. I don't care. That like, you can do whatever, but you cannot equate Fortnite to something like Battlefield, because the history of Battlefield is rooted around some level of historical authenticity. Okay, that's pretty much one of the draws that bring people to play a Battlefield because of its authenticity and how close you can get to the actual experience of what it was like back then during the war. So when you shoehorn in a female lead character with a prosthetic arm into this and say, oh, this could be a plausible scenario in real life, and that all these people who are complaining are just uneducated and don't understand, what the heck are you doing? Do you really think that people who are obsessed with historical authenticity, especially in their war games, are going to be uneducated on whether or not women were fighting during that time? Now, here's the thing. Yes, they are correct. Women did fight during World War II, but not in the scenario that they're painting, not in the Allied main army forces. Women primarily fought in resistance movements across Europe, and the only place that I know of is that women fought in an actual army is in the Russian army. Okay? Now, here's the thing that is just so silly to me. They're trying to push this as this is so progressive, this is so new, we need this, we need this. But if you want to take a look, Call of Duty did the same thing with a game they made over a decade ago. This game was made, I think, in 2002, 2003 or something. It's called Call of Duty Finest Hour. And this game is about three stories about the Russian front, the North African front, and Europe after D-Day. Okay? And here we actually have a female character that you can actually play. She supports you in some missions, and you actually play her in another mission here. And it's completely perfectly fine because this is historically accurate. Women did fight as snipers during the war. So I'm going to play a little clip here. And this here builds up the story, and this makes this character believable, and you like this character. You want to play as this person, and there's no problem. And Activision and the people who made Call of Duty, they're ahead of the curve by over a decade. So here we go.
My name is Tanya Pavlovna. We had little idea the Nazi invasion had pushed as far as our village until the night we awoke to the sound of tank tracks grinding in the distance. Tank shells sent my neighbors scurrying for cover, and in the chaos I was separated from my parents. The next day I was rescued by soldiers with the Red Army. I was 25. During my first skirmish our squad was cut down, and I escaped into a collapsed building, where I took a sniper rifle off the body of a fallen comrade. My father's voice guided my aim as I cut down my first 4 Germans with that rifle. My skill was reported to HQ, and I was assigned as a sniper and sent to Stalingrad.
Because she's good at what she was doing.
I've been hunting Germans ever since. They took my family and my home, and I intend to take their lives.
Now that woman is badass. That woman is kick-ass. Like, that story is completely believable. I mean, that builds up the intensity and shows her she has a drive. She has a reason why she's doing this. She's not just shoehorned in there for diversity or for gender. I mean, she has a purpose. So I mean, this just goes to show that this entire thing, this Battlefield 5 controversy, is idiotic, completely stupid. And it's even more idiotic that EA would double down because of progressivism or some other frickin' reason like that. But anyway, that's just all I had to say about it. That's pretty much my 2 cents. But I'll see you guys later. This is Swamp Cleaner. Have a good one.